In this test case example, we'll be using a bank policy to demonstrate a common access control error called an inheritance loop. This error occurs when a subject is assigned both recursive and subsequent privilege inheritance. For example, let's say an IT specialist is creating an access control policy and has defined a very large amount of inheritance relationships. The specialist has done this to assign privileges more quickly for high-level subjects at the company. The specialist has defined a relationship intending subject A to inherit all of subject C's access privileges. After creating several inheritance relationships, the specialist has forgotten that subject C was previously assigned to inherit all of subject A's access privileges. Thus, an inheritance loop error would be occurring. Subject C would be inheriting subject A's privileges, and subject A would be inheriting subject C's privileges. This type of error leads to an undecidable or infinite process for the system while it generates the inherited rules. Depending on the organization, this could lead to a security concern if, for example, a lower level subject were to unintentionally be assigned to inherit a higher level subject's privileges. This type of error is most likely to occur for large organizations who define many inheritance relationships for their access system. If we take a look at our setup of this example, we will see we have several subject, resource, and action attributes, as well as 3 ABAC policies. We also have defined some subject inheritance relationships in this example to generate rules more easily. We've designed that subject financial manager should inherit all of loan officer 1 and loan officer 2's privileges, as well as that loan officer 1 and loan officer 2 both should inherit all 3 of the bank teller subject's access privileges. One thing to note is that rules with the deny decision are never inherited. Only those with the permit decision will be inherited. We can easily view which rules have been inherited for each subject by clicking on their respective nodes. We have bank teller policy, which has 102 rules, loan officer policy, which has 43 rules, and F manager policy, which has 12 rules. Unlike many of the other access control error videos we've created, this example does not require much setup. The reason for this is, by design, Security Policy Tool prevents inheritance loop errors from being created. When organizations use Security Policy Tool to model, test, and verify their policies, they're able to define subject or resource inheritance relationships in a graphical user interface. In doing so, Security Policy Tool will not allow users to assign inheritance relationships that are both recursive and subsequent. For example, if we revisit the subject inheritance relationships we've previously defined, we will see that financial manager is inheriting all of the loan officer subject attributes, while then the loan officers are inheriting all of the bank teller subject's privileges. If, for example, we were to right-click on loan officer 1 and attempt to make them the beneficiary to financial manager, we would not be able to. This is because it would create an inheritance loop. If, for example, we define all possible inheritance relationships for a specific subject attribute, eventually you will get a message notifying us that we cannot create any more relationships, since it would in fact create an inheritance loop. In summary, Security Policy Tool has been designed to make managing your complex policies easier by enhancing the way you are able to visualize your inheritance relationships. This is achieved through its advanced modeling and GUI features, which help you to more easily manage your policy and prevent causing access control flaws such as an inheritance loop. You can download this completed Bank Test Case 3 project file on the Security Policy Tool website. Thank you.